Hello and welcome to 40 Entrepreneur Drive. I'm your host, Kenya. Before I get into the topic, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to support and follow this channel. This is a follow-up video in response to my previous video, the 40 and Under Club, where I talked about my philosophy of working 40 hours or less. This is a culture that I sincerely believe in and promote with a custom designed t-shirt that can be found for a limited time at the link on my channel page on the discussion tab. One of the comments to that video alluded to the point that overtime makes money for fun and toys. While I can't disagree with the fact that more money can buy more things, I stand by my rule to try my best to work the minimum required 40 hours and no more, so that the rest of my time can be spent doing other things I enjoy. Part of my philosophy is supported by my mostly luxury-free lifestyle. I don't own a TV, don't have a cable bill, don't have Netflix or other streaming service. As a woman of the almost 2020s, I don't spend hardly anything on personal grooming and upkeep like many women in my peer group do. This means I don't spend money on things like salon visits or hair extensions, manicures and pedicures, handbags and shoes, or clothes in general. I pretty much hate shopping, which is a good thing for my wallet. And unlike some people in my family, Jason, who spend money regularly on things like piercings, tattoos, and other trendy accessories, I don't, which means over the long run, I don't spend a lot of money here and there on little things that add up. Even me being somewhat of a social recluse works in my favor, since I don't spend money on social events like clubs, bars, lounges, concerts, and other events. Also, I don't smoke or drink, so spending money on alcohol isn't an issue for my budget either. Most of the things I enjoy doing cost little to no money, which allows me to work the minimum hours required and no more. So, what do you do to cut down on spending so you don't have to work so much? Don't have kids. Having kids is one of the biggest long-term financial investments and regular monthly budget eaters there is. Whenever I meet someone that doesn't have kids, I tell them, "Good, stay that way, as long as possible." They laugh until they see that I'm serious. Then they laugh again. But seriously. Now, I am a proud mama and I love my kids, but I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that a lot of money that I would be using for selfish things like traveling, house upgrades, liposuction, and body contouring are reallocated for the feeding and boarding of my kids. But what if you already have kids? Well, here's a list of some fun things to do that are either free or low cost in your own community. Once you learn about the fun activities in your community, you may not feel so obligated to work so hard and all those extra hours needed to pay for so many toys and other expensive goods and services. So my first item on this list of fun things to do is to go to a museum, aquarium, zoo, or nature reserve. Many of these places are open and free to the public, and when there is an admission fee, sometimes it can be reduced or waived depending on if you have a coupon or the time of day or the day that you go. So check that out. The second thing on this list of fun things to do is go to the library. Yes, do it. You can check out books at your local library, and you can also check out free movies. Yes, they have DVDs to borrow for free, and they also have music CDs, so check that out. But if you don't want to borrow anything from your library and you just want to hang out, I noticed that my library, they have things like puzzles set out on the table, so you and your friends or loved ones or kids can go put a puzzle together. I know in the daytime they have activities for smaller children like story time, and sometimes they have special speakers come in, magicians. My local library even has a 3D printer installed. I haven't really inquired what they use it for or who all can have access to it, but I notice more and more libraries are really getting up to date with the type of technology and activities that they have open to the community. So check out your local library, grab a book, grab a magazine, borrow a DVD or a CD, and have some fun at your local library. The number 3 item on this list of fun things to do is to play a game. Now, some of you may do this already. Some of you have not picked up a deck of cards in a while now. So how about breaking out that deck of cards and playing Uno, Spades, Tonk, whatever your favorite card playing game is. You can play a game of chess or checkers or put together a puzzle by yourself, with a friend, or with your family. There are so many fun things you can do at home as far as games that do not include your smartphone that are free. So check that out. Play some games, have fun. Be a good sport too. Volunteering is the fourth item on this list of fun things to do. Getting out and volunteering can absolutely be fun. I have done it by myself and I have done it with my children. I met my volunteer people through a meetup.com. It was called a Random Acts of Kindness. I did it a couple of years ago. We built a community garden. Actually, the raised garden beds is what we did. We built those. I took my son out with me. He was old enough to lend a helping hand. It was really satisfying for me to meet new people, and I bonded with my son doing that, and I feel like I was a part of the community. There are other things you can do with volunteering, like animal shelters, people shelters. Your local homeless shelter is always needing financial help, donations, and time donations. So think about that. There's things like park cleanups and other beautification types of volunteering things. So check those out. Find what makes you most happy and volunteer in your local community. You can do this by yourself, with a friend, or with your family. Now, the number 5 item on this list of fun things to do is one of my favorites because I really do like nature. Get out, spend some time outdoors, go to a park, walk around the park, get some fresh air and exercise, go to your local lake and just sit by the water and feed the ducks. These types of things do not take money. Some parks do have an admission fee if they have things like boats and things that you can rent, but they are mostly budget friendly, and most of them are also animal friendly. So go out, have a picnic, go skating, ride your bike, get outside and enjoy nature. Okay, so the number 6th item on this list is not necessarily fun, but it is definitely productive. So when you're working a lot of overtime, you don't have a lot of free time to catch up on things around the house. So cleaning house, finishing projects, getting your affairs in order, doing things like creating a will, which not too many people want to talk about, but it is something to sit down and take the time out to get together. How about building a budget? How about planning a vacation? How about polishing up your resume if that's something you haven't done in a while? Take time when you have time and be productive. Get some stuff done. There are so many things that I haven't had a chance to do when I'm working so much overtime that when I do get a day off, I'm so happy that I'm finally able to just catch up and get that load off my shoulders. Number 7 is to learn something. Learn a new skill. If you're going to be on YouTube anyways, have a little fun, get your entertainment, but also educate yourself. Knowledge is power. There are so many free tutorials on just about anything that you would like to learn online. You can learn how to draw if you don't know how to draw. You can learn how to knit. You can learn how to sew. You can learn how to cook. You can learn how to make YouTube videos, for goodness sake. Learn how to edit. You can study a foreign language, which is what I'm doing now. I'm also, along in conjunction with learning a foreign language, which is Japanese, I am learning calligraphy, so to speak, with the Japanese characters, Chinese characters that I'm learning. I have invested in a little brush pen and a calligraphy pen so that I can actually properly write down the characters as I'm learning them. And it's really, really fun, and it's helping me to reinforce the language learning that I'm doing. And I'm doing most of this by learning it online. Of course, if you do want to spend a little bit of money, they've got things like Udemy and Skillshare where where you can pay a small subscription fee to have somebody break it down to you and teach you something. Now, sometimes these skills actually can go on a resume, or you can use them to build your own business or to reinforce skills that you already have. So be awesome. Learn a new skill. That to me is fun. But then again, I'm kind of a nerd and a geek. The number 8 item on this list of fun things to do is have a sale. Now, you guys know that I sell on eBay as a regular thing, and you also know that I was selling to survive out of my garage for the last couple of weeks while I was on strike from my job, which will remain unnamed. But you know what? Even though it was a bit of a struggle there and it was a little bit freaking me out for a while, not having any money, I actually had fun. And you can have fun too. Now, most people have items around their house that they no longer use, no longer need. You can't donate it. Donating is always a great thing, but you can also make money off of it. So I discovered Facebook Marketplace and I used that in conjunction with my eBay selling. I made some money. I met some new neighbors. I cleared out some space from my garage inventory and also from my home. And yeah, it was fun. So look around your house, find things that you don't need anymore. Look it up first. Try to find the eBay price and see what it's going for. Look on Facebook Marketplace and price your things, competitively with other people so that you don't cheat yourself and leave money on the table. But yes, you can sell and have fun. And if you're up to it, you can go to your local trade show, flea market, swap meet, and sell that way too. So you're actually getting out of the house, going out in public, and you could probably get a little bit better price for it. So check that out. Number 9 on this list of fun things to do without having to work overtime: make something. Did you learn a skill on YouTube or Skillshare? Do you already have a skill? Why don't you make something creative? Whip up something yummy in the kitchen. Start or finish a DIY project. Make a photo album or do scrapbooking. Write that story. This is November. November is National Novel Writing Month, where you're supposed to be able to write a book within 30 days. It's something that I've been wanting to do for years and I never get around to doing it, but everybody has at least one story in them. So maybe you can take time out to write your story. And if it's good enough, you can publish it and sell it for money. And if not, you can just keep it for the personal satisfaction of having written a story. You don't have to publish something to be an author. Kind of like how I said the other day, you don't have to sell anything to be an entrepreneur. But I digress. Anyways, make something. If you have the materials around the house to do it, you can, or sometimes you can find free things on Craigslist or salvaged items. Make something and enjoy yourself. This is something you can do by yourself or with your family. Okay, so number 10 on this list of fun things to do that you don't need to work overtime to pay for is people watch. People watch. Even if you're not a social person like I am, and you don't necessarily have to interact with people, just watch the people. You can go to your local mall or plaza and people watch. You can go to your park or nature reserve and people watch. You can go out to the flea market, an antique market, sometimes auctions. You don't have to spend money to be there and participate. Just people watch. Just people watch. It's really, really entertaining sometimes. And there's actually a website that I want to share with you. I'm going to tell you right at the end of the video. And it's really cool. It's a really cool way that you can people watch in a global way. And you can people watch, you can watch animals, you can watch different types of landscapes and seascapes. It is so awesome. And the way this website that I'm going to share with you is set up, you can look at places by countries, by maps, by the most popular, by the latest upload, and you can also look at it by categories of interest. So are you interested in watching airplanes and airports? There are people who do that. There's a place in Dallas, Fort Worth, just outside of the airport where you can actually sit and watch planes take off and land. And they even have the binoculars, stationary binoculars set up there where you can watch it, so that if you're in the Dallas, Fort Worth area, or if you're ever visiting, you can go check that out. And that is also free. But this particular website, you can check out airports, animals, astronomy, bars and beaches, boats and bridges, businesses, churches and construction, city, like looking down at the city and watching people go by, cruise ships and gaming, gardens, harbors, islands and lakes, various types of landscapes, marinas, monuments, nature, pool religion. You can look at different churches, temples, and things like that. You can look at restaurants, rivers. You can look at skiing and mountains. You can look at sports, squares and pavilions. You can also find live feeds on storm watches, the surf, traffic, trains, volcanoes, and earthquakes. Are you guys ready for the website? Okay, write this down and check it out. It's really cool. There are live feeds all the time, but be aware you do need to know what time it is in the country that you're looking at. That website where you can globally people watch is called webcamtaxi.com. Webcam Taxi, and it's really cool. I just came across this today, and the live feeds are usually 24 hours. And again, you do have to be aware that it may be daytime where you're at, but it may be nighttime somewhere else, and vice versa. You may be up late one night and want to see something different that you don't usually see, and you might be able to see a beautiful beach scenery in the middle of the day somewhere around the world. Those are free things that you can do that do not require you to work overtime. There's so many free things that you can do to enjoy yourself, enjoy your family and your loved ones, that you don't have to kill yourself working so much. And that is my goal for 2019 and beyond. I want to work 40 hours and less. That's what works for me and my family. That's what works for my mental health and wellness. Even though I'm not really happy with my job, just working in general, working a lot of hours and not spending time with my family is a no-no for me. It does not make me feel well, and I just don't want to do it. So if you are like me and you want to work less, but you still want to enjoy things in life, check out my list of things to do that are free or low cost. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my 10 items of fun things to do that do not require any money or very little money. So this has been my list of things that I find entertaining and fun. But if you're looking for something different that better suits you, check out your local community resources. You can also type in what to do in fill in the blank, your city name, and you can get results of regularly scheduled activities in your area. You can also check out the Explore function on your smartphone. Look on Google Maps and look at Explore. And then if you scroll down, you will see another heading that's called Events. And that will show local things that are happening throughout the week. You can also pick up a free magazine. It's called Child. I know that it's here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think it may also be pretty much around the nation. It may be called something different, but it's called Child Magazine. It's a free publication. You can usually find it in the doctor's office, dentist's office, bookstores, libraries. And if you look in the back of those magazines, it will show you events that are open to the public, usually free or discounted, because this does cater to new parents with small children and sometimes large families. If you found this video helpful and entertaining, let me know with a big thumbs up. Let me know what your favorite low cost or free things to do are in the comment section below. If you disagree with me in any way, let me know why in the comment section below. Make sure you share this video out with someone with whom it can help. I really do enjoy making these videos, and I hope that it did help someone. It reinforced my values that I already have. I do not want to work more time than I have to. I want to spend as much free time with myself and with my family. Life is too short to be at work all the time. Less work, less overtime, more free time. That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it. This has been Kenya with 40 Entrepreneur Drive. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Are you still here? Good, because there are a couple of items that I forgot on my list. Cooking classes. My grandmother told me on the phone the other day that she has been taking free cooking classes that are geared towards seniors to make sure that they are living a healthy life by making nutritious choices when shopping for food and preparing their food. And there's also things like English as a second language classes, which are free to participate in and to volunteer in, and art classes. And last, cultural activities. There are cultural activities that are usually given by the city or by your local library to uplift and educate the community about the different cultures and ethnicities in our area. So those are items that you can also participate in that are free. Check those out. If I forgot anything else, you guys let me know and put it in the comment section below. I'm out.